señalaron. Dijeron igualdad, pero esta vez me separaron. Dijeron mucho, pero no se olvidaron de callarse. Cuánto odio por mi piel sembraron. Dijeron historia y la tergiversaron. Dijeron guerra, muerte, odio y nos culparon. Enfermedades, epidemias nos contagiaron. Exterminación de mi fauna complace a tus mercados. Dijeron riqueza y todos se lo robaron. Oro, platino, diamante, a la fuerza se lo llevaron. Y la actualidad es tan triste que todo aquello que dijeron es lo mismo que hoy se dice más. ¿Quién dice, quién explota, quién se beneficia? El asesino, el mismo que da las noticias. Hay una cuenta fácil que siempre me da las grandes riquezas, de dónde vienen y hacia dónde van.
Independiente como los Mao Mao, concluyente como los Mao Mao,
como los Mao Mao,
como los Mao Mao. Somos resistentes como los Mao Mao, independiente como los Mao Mao, concluyente como los Mao Mao,
como los Mao Mao,
como los Mao Mao. Somos resistentes como los Mao Mao. Nati Dre es afroresistencia, cultura ancestral, afrodescendencia, solidaridad. Esa es la esencia, la diáspora africana eleva la conciencia, conciencia negra, universal, progresista y transcultural. Negros y mestizos revolucionando, pueblos caribeños y africanos en un solo bando. No más explotación, colonialismo interno, no más confusión, supremacía blanca en el Babilón. Soy rojo, negro y verde, afroliberación. Mientras más negro, más represión. Somos creadores, recupera tu visión. Mi misión es educar con amor, contra el silencio, vivo sin temor. Independiente como los Mao Mao, concluyente como los Mao Mao,
como los Mao Mao,
como los Mao Mao. Somos resistentes como los Mao Mao, independiente como los Mao Mao, concluyente como los Mao Mao,
como los Mao Mao,
como los Mao Mao. Somos resistentes como los Mao Mao.
We are live and direct. This is the Rise Up Morning Show. Ikemba, what's good? How you feeling?
Hey, everything's good. Rise up, family, comrades. Yeah, what's going on? How you feeling?
I'm feeling real good. I'm feeling real good. Feeling real special. It's a great day for a revolution. You know what I mean? We got a lot going on today.
Yes.
It's a whole lot going on today. First and foremost, today is a live show. We're here. It is August 8th. August 8th. Yes. And Ikemba's riding shotgun. Ikemba, you know what I had to do, man? Because, you know, sometimes we're going to quote my man, what's that cat name? Kendrick. And he says sometimes you got to pop up a show. You know what I mean? So,
oh, man, bro, we got to go there.
Yeah, we got to go there. We got a guest host today, man. Special guest host. One of our sisters, comrade and whatnot. I think we might bring her to the stage. Y'all ready for what you think? Y'all ready for a chat? Where y'all is? A chat in the building today? Okay.
Special guy. I can't wait to see who it is, man.
Okay. Let me hit this button like bop. Oh, who that is right there? What's going on? She on mute. She ain't been on in so long. She forgot how to do this thing. Okay. That is officially her because she having them technical difficulties right now. You're on mute. You're on mute. But anyway, we live and direct. As you can see, Coco's in the building.
That might be the spirit of Coco right there.
It might be a hologram. What you think?
I'm trying.
Okay. That's
Can
her
you hear
voice.
me? Is my mic working?
Your
it's
mic
rusty.
is good.
I'm rusty here. I haven't been online in a long time.
It's been a minute. You've been confronting contradictions. What's good? Yes.
Let me see if I can get this camera.
Okay, she just disappeared, but she's still here. You know what I mean?
That's dope. How'd she do that?
I don't even know. Only Coco knows. Anyway, it is a great day. It's a great day, Coco. Welcome to the International Morning Show, Rise Up Morning Show. You know what I mean? Good to have you on board. We ain't seen you in a while.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
It has been a minute.
No doubt.
Okay, I think I'm good.
We hear you. You we still see you doing all those tricks. You know.
Okay.
But,
how's everybody? What's up? It's been a minute. I haven't seen you in mad long.
For sure.
It's definitely good to see you. I'm all right.
y'all two go back, right? I mean, like
way back
way back,
way back,
man.
way back.
When Coco was protecting us from the police.
Okay. Coco was protecting y'all from the police?
Oh yeah. She get down like that.
Okay. Word.
Sure.
I had my times. Those are old days though. Yeah, like you know, we used to get down. We used to get busy. Yeah, it was good times in New York. Yeah.
Okay. Well, shout out to the freedom fighters out there. I heard, I didn't know Ikemba was saying he was doing work back in the day. I wasn't sure and whatnot. We had to get Coco to come on and do that cosign and whatnot. Coco said he good in the hood. He good, Coco? We could keep him?
Most definitely, yes. Yes, most definitely. Yeah.
He was on probation. We wasn't sure, man. He was on probation.
And he teaches at my old school. He top tier.
How much he pay you, Coco? How much did he pay you? Saying all these great things. You're the first person that said anything good about him. I've been doing checkups and whatnot. Man,
that's crazy.
We tolerate him.
Well, our guest later on is going to have some good things to say too.
Oh, he going to have something to say? You later on or tomorrow? You talking about which guest?
Today. Oh, when is he come? Oh, I might be. Now you got me mixed up. I guess today, right? It's from my hometown.
Listen, yes. You got somebody from your hometown today and tomorrow. You know what I mean? So
that's a fact.
Yeah.
Well,
so Philly's in the building, unfortunately. Now, shout out to Philly. We love Philly.
I love Philly.
Hey, Coco,
I was just saying yesterday how much I love Philly. I love Philly.
Man.
See?
Coco just
I'm glad Coco here. She here to balance it out.
That's right.
No doubt. I've been trying to draft Coco for a minute and what. I had the trigger coming on today. I'm like, yo, they're giving out free canned goods on on the rise up this morning. You come through, it's like $3,000 worth of canned goods. She popped up early and whatnot. You know what I mean? So,
your message was very compelling. It was
compelling?
very good. Like you was like top tier salesperson. Like
no doubt.
You gonna do this for me? It was like, damn. Like the way he put it, like you could help me out. Like you could do this for me.
See, Coco got some throwback.
You got time for me today?
Coco got a throwback from that other platform. I see what she's doing right now. But anyway, I see what's going on right now. You know what I mean? Today is it's a great day to be on. First and foremost, today would be the birthday of one of our freedom fighters, one of our revolutionaries. As a new African, Coco knows this brother well. In fact, we was at his memorial last year around this time. So today we commemorate and celebrate the birthday of Dr. Mutulu Shakur. You know what I mean? Today would have been
long live.
Yeah, so long live Dr. Mutulu Shakur. So yes. I would like definitely to go over, some things that you all picked up from Dr. Mutulu Shakur. We can do that in a little while, but definitely shout out to Dr. Mutulu Shakur. Today also is the 46-year anniversary of the vamping of the MOVE Organization in Philly, August 8th, 1978. We remember that, the police under Frank Rizzo, notorious Frank Rizzo, decided to attack the MOVE Organization in what would be one of a series of attacks, on this day, a cop lost his life, and, we're not whatever on that, but we lost 9 members of the MOVE Organization as far as them becoming political prisoners. Of course, we know they've been since unleashed, and we will have a guest from the MOVE Organization coming on second hour. So definitely, we remember that. Also, today's the day that one of my favorite MCs made his transition, that being my man Sean Price from Helter Skelter. You know what I mean? So long live Sean Price. You know what I mean? Yes. And today is also my sister Dee's birthday. So she say I be forgetting her birthday. So Dee, I shouted you out. I'm starting her. But anyway.
Man, you got me thinking of another birthday.
Okay.
Today is my my ex birthday, man. I hope she's not watching though, but I need to say happy birthday to her. Happy born day later on.
Okay, dude saying his ex birthday is today. I hope your president ain't watching you shout out your ex, but that's just that ain't I mean, if y'all got that kind of thing, it's all good, my man. But anyway, you check it out, the Rise Up Morning Show where Ikemba shouts out all his ex's birthdays every day.
People's though,
no doubt. But I'm glad. I like that Ikemba. Ikemba's a good brother. He's trying hard.
Very honorable.
He's honorable.
Yeah.
Yo, come on.
Coco got paid well today. We already see. Anyway, but what's good with y'all, man? Like I said, we haven't seen Coco in a minute. Coco, where you been, man? There's been some Coco sightings and whatnot. A few people was like, man, I saw Coco in Tanzania. I'm like, word. I saw Coco in Puerto Rico. For real. I saw Coco in the West End. So I don't know, man. So we get to see Coco on the Rise Up this morning. What's been good with you?
Oh, I've been hiding. I really have. I've been hiding. I just, staying low. I just think a lot, this year has been, very enlightening for me as far as like the work and what does it really mean? Like, what does it mean to be a new African? What does it mean to be, fighting? And I mean, I didn't even want to say fight, like, what does it mean to struggle for liberation? And I think a lot of times, we all have our own interpretation of what that means. And I do think that this year was like a pivotal point for me, at least, to figure out what does it mean? What is my role? Right? What am I doing? And really like think about like, what does it mean to reach our people? Because a lot of times like we get involved in this work and everybody has their own interpretation of what this work actually means and what we're supposed to be doing. And I'm confronting contradictions because there's a lot of contradictions in this work that we do. So just try to do it in a principled way. Trying to do it in a way that makes sense and not get messy. Because there's a lot of messiness out here. Trying not to be messy out here. And and if I open my mouth, I think I get messy. So I've just been laid back.
That's why you my adopted little sister. Because it's like, listen, man, it's the thing is, it's the work itself is difficult. It's a challenge. But at the same time, the people within the work, is sometimes more challenging than that. So, but we're going to keep on moving because that's why we're here. I remember one time I was going through some things and Mukasa Dada, formerly Willie Ricks, he hit me up and he was like, how you doing, African? I'm like, man, I'm going through it. He said, yeah. He said, it's hard, ain't it? I said, yeah. He said, it's rough, ain't it? I said, man, you telling me. He said, man, it make you want to give up, huh? I said, yeah. He said, that's why we took the job. And at that point, I was just like, man, this dude been out here before I was born. You know what I mean? And, he's still, he knows what it's like. He was out there banging with Vin Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture. He was out there banging with, King and all types of other folks. And the deaths that he's seen, the martyrs that he's seen, the contradictions that he had to confront. You know what I mean? So I had to just wash my face and keep it moving. But we're definitely grateful to be involved in this fight because to us, and I believe I can speak for us on this, it is an honor and a privilege to be able to stand up on the right side of history. So we're grateful and shout out to all our OGs and ancestors. And as you stated earlier, long live Dr. Matula Shakur. We're going to go to a quick Black Power break and we're going to be right back at you. Matter of fact, who better to go check out than our man Kwame Ture? We'll be right back. Rise Up on the show.
Europe has fought more fratricidal wars than any other continent or all the continents put together Europe still speaks of European continental unity. Of course, Africa will unify before Europe, but that's not the point of discussion here this evening. The fact that Europe, with all the fratricidal wars she has fought, can speak of continental unity shows this evolutionary process. Africa, like any other society, anywhere in the world, was involved in this same evolutionary process, going from family to tribe, to clan, to nation, to continent. This evolutionary process was interrupted by European imperialism. It came in two forms, slavery and colonialism. First, they took over 300 million, the strongest, out of Africa, and then they divided Africa at the Berlin Conference. So you can see that Africa herself was moving on this evolutionary process. This evolutionary process, which would lead to continental unity, and Africa will still be the first continent unified, was interrupted by European capitalism. Since it was interrupted by European capitalism and evolutionary process, the only way that Africa can unite today is through a revolutionary process aiming at a socialist economy. If capitalism destroyed us, it doesn't make sense to use capitalism to continue with it. We must use the antithesis of capitalism, which of course is socialism. And certainly if the evolutionary process has been interrupted, the only way we can capture the time lost is through a revolutionary process. We state these facts only to let you know that those of us who are revolutionary, Pan-Africanists, is not because we love revolution. It is historically determined, and we have no alternative but to follow history and to use history for the benefit of our people. So this then is the general outlines of Pan-Africanism. So you must not think that Africanism just began. Had Africa been left untrampled by European imperialism, we would have a long time achieved continental unity. Secondly, Pan-Africanism must be seen as a movement, a mass movement. And this mass movement must be properly understood. Africa, of course, because of racism, is belittled everywhere. And many people do not see Africa's constant, underline the word constant, contributions to world civilization. Since the 1940s, Africa has given, even before the 1940s, actually, we can go back to the Honorable Marcus Garvey, Africa has given to world political movements a mass character. Africans revolt in masses, never as a vanguard party. If you look at the independence struggle in Africa, it was nothing less than mass. If you look at the struggle in the Caribbean for independence, it was nothing less than mass. And even in the United States of America, the only movement they call a mass movement is our movement. Therefore, this mass character must be properly understood. Pan-Africanism has this mass character. Africans have this mass character in responding. And our responsibility is to bring this mass character together, make it precise so that it can direct its blows at the enemy, hitting him until we knock him down. Therefore, the task of Pan-Africanism is to gather the masses of our people together in the same organization, irrespective of where they find themselves, be it in Europe, be it in the United States, be it in the Caribbean, or be it in Africa. This is the first aspect, then we must understand. Pan-Africanism found its organizational expressions in 1900. Here, a Pan-African conference, here the word conference, was organized by Africans from all over the world. They came together deciding that something must be done for Africa. One of the leading organizers of this conference was a man by the name of Henry Sylvester Williams, born in Trinidad, a man whom you should do some history on, a very, very great man. Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois attended the conference, but he was not one of the leaders in 1900. By 1917, 1918, the idea of a necessity for a Pan-African Congress, not conference, Congress, was to be called. But most of the people who did the conference were dead. Henry Sylvester Williams was dead. A lot of them were dead. Du Bois was about the only one who was alive. Du Bois recognized he had a historic responsibility to continue the work of Pan-Africanism, so he called the first Pan-African Congress. Make a clear distinction. The first one in 1900 was a conference. Du Bois, being intelligent, understanding that a conference is limited and a Congress has more elasticity and can go longer, called it a Pan-African Congress. From the 1990s up until 1945, we could say seriously, Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois just about single-handedly kept the flame of Pan-Africanism alive. One thing must also be underlined to you. Pan-Africanism was brought into being in its organized form by the Africans outside of Africa. This was done only because of the oppression of Africa. At that time, Africa was under total colonial domination. There could be no political meetings. As a matter of fact, if you had the paper of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, you could go to jail. So the conditions were such that it was difficult for the Africans on the continent to organize. Africans off of the continent, recognizing this, came quickly to fill up that gap. So Pan-Africanism itself was brought to bear by the diaspora. But you must not think that the diaspora brought Pan-Africanism for the diaspora. Not at all. The center of...
What's happening? Rise Up Morning Show. We are in the building. Yes. That was Kwame Ture. Thoughts? Anybody have any thoughts on Kwame Ture? Shout out to the chat. Yes, we are live and direct. Shout out to our OG Daruba in the building. He says the only way to recapture the revolutionary process of Pan-African recapture of the African historical continuity is to understand the necessity for anti-racist and anti-fascist unity with and something's missing. Yes, what are your thoughts on what Kwame Ture had to say, and how does he how has he impacted your political education and growth? Ikemba, Coco, either one.
Markia, you want to take that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just, always a constant reminder that, wherever we are, like, we have to look and understand the connections that we all, there's a connected struggle, a connected oppression, I guess you could say. And, it's not just one thing, right? A lot of times, like, you individually, I might have a lot of issues, but I can't tackle all those issues individually as an individual. Like, it's impossible. I could struggle every day, but the more connected we are, the more organized we are, the easier it is. Not easier, I wouldn't say easy, but I would say the more connected we are, the more possible it is for us to actually be, to struggle forward and be successful in our struggle. Because a lot of times everything is just so fragmented, and I mean, my only thing is, though, here in the United States, a lot of people, like I said earlier, a lot of people have their own idea of, like, what it means to be liberated and to, like, what this struggle is really about. And I think there's a lot of contradictions that we have to confront when it comes down to that. Like, what is that? What is the primary contradiction? What are we actually struggling against? And for me, it's that colonial. I don't want to say relationship, because it's not really a relationship, but it is the relationship to the colonizer. And, like, what are we actually struggling against? But a lot of people want to struggle against, like, petty things, and it's just not, that's not where we at. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than us. It's global. It's so this is a lot of things that I think about.
Yeah, to add to that, you was talking about unity. I feel like we have, or I'm a part of these discussions a lot. The necessity of unifying, and Kwame Ture, even in that clip, he talked about Africans coming together in one organization, right? That unity. So no matter what organization that you're a part of, we have to come together and form that united front. Is Baba Daruba talks about, right? Building this united front against fascism. I look at it, don't hate on my Voltron reference, man, but I look at it like Voltron, right? When Voltron, before they formed, you had these lions. I think they was lions, right? And they be fighting, kicking butt. But every time they get into a conflict, if you notice, they start getting their butt kicked. What do? They like, hold on. Okay, it's time to form like Voltron. And that's what we have to do, like, as individuals. And we have been getting our butts kicked in these silos as organizations. We haven't been able to overturn the system of colonialism. And part of the reason is we haven't formed like Voltron. So, and then sometimes when you see, going to your point, Coco, you're talking about the individualism. Anytime one of those lions get caught out there on their own, they always get captured. You know what I'm saying? Something bad always happens to them. But when they're together you know, it's nothing but positive things can happen. That's what we gotta. That's the mindset that we have to have. But Kwame Ture made, you know, so many great points. I think even when he talked about European integration, you know, the continuity of Europe, that's based on our oppression. You know, Europe as an entity, their existence is a result of the slavery and colonialism, colonization, I'm sorry, of African people. And so with that being said, and the system of capitalism, right, that causes the division among African people. When we develop this, when we try to assimilate into the system of colonial capitalism and attempt to be capitalist, we're actually hindering our fight to overturn the system. We become enemies to ourselves. And it strengthens the colonizer, because the colonizer, he controls our resources. He controls the resources. He controls our resources. And nothing empowers him more than to have us fighting each other over those resources that he's in control of, right? So it's important for us to understand that and collectively come together, you know, and take back what's rightfully ours. But if we continue to participate in a system that they design, you know, we'll never advance and we'll never be liberated.
You know, I want to, you know, of course, usually for folks who are new to this platform or new to this particular show, again, this is the Rise Up Morning Show. It's an international morning show. We have a number of different hosts on here. We have a couple brothers who are positioned and currently based in France. We have some other hosts that will be coming in from various parts of the diaspora. But the most important thing about what it is we're doing here is part of the criteria to be a host on Black Power Media is you have to be an organizer or a part of an organization, because we feel that one of the errors that we've made in the past is just allowing people to speak just because they have mouths, you know. And the thing is, when you don't have a degree of politics, you don't have a politic, you don't have political education, then it's a sure recipe for disaster, you know. And you know, so I'm grateful to have these folks on here today. Coco's a special guest host. We're trying to draft her, so you know what I'm saying, for folks that would like to see Coco on a regular, put it in the chat. We're gonna say that. But you know,
I'll cast my vote right here, you know.
There you go. I mean, y'all been tag teaming with each other for, you know, this whole damn show. You know what I'm saying? You paid her to come on and give you props and whatnot. She the first person I heard, even the guests that you had come on, they be like,
oh man,
they like Ikemba ain't shit.
I need you. You see what's going on, right?
As we said about the last guest. But no, so I want to ask you too, because one of the things I appreciate about you all, about the two of you in particular, is your understanding of your need, desire, and how do I say it? The fact that you recognize and respect organization, you respect structure, right? I want to ask you, as far as for your political growth, as far as you being out here with any type of politics, or as they some people say, knowledge of self, you know what I mean? How important is being a part of an organization to you all, and how important is organizational discipline? Because being a part of an organization is one thing, but organizational discipline is another. Because sometimes you have folks that are part of organizations, but they're on their own mission. So yeah, if you don't mind, you know, I'd like to hear that from you all. Your thoughts.
Yeah, I think you know, being a part of organization is important. I mean, we're social beings, right? You know, that might sound cliche, but it's a fact. You know, we're social beings. We've always, throughout history, we've always worked with others to be able to survive our environment. You know, whether it's the physical environment or this abstract sort of environment that has been created to confuse us, which is a whole nother conversation. But in order for us to be able to survive, Coco touched on this earlier, like as an individual, it's difficult to tackle these things. So we form organizations. So it's nothing new. It's necessary. It's imperative for us to be organized, to be able to counterbalance those who are organized, others that are organized. As an individual, you're going up against an organization, people who have created a system, right? A machine. And so I think it's necessary for us to do that, to be part of an organization. It's been, important to me. I've been joining, I've been a part of a few different organizations. I'm not a part of just one organization, right? Even though I think it's important for Africans to all come together under one organization, United Front. But for me, I was having this conversation. This is more so like I joined organization. It's really for me. It's about the end game. It's about my objective is liberation. So when I'm joining an organization, it's important that organization is working for the interests of African people and the liberation of African people. So I think what type of organization you join is important as well. So you keep that. So we need to keep that in mind. There was another point I kind of lost, but because I just had this conversation the other day with a person about why people join organizations, and I kind of wanted to tie that in to my answer to your question. Because he felt that people join in the Black community, people are joining organizations because they're like the black sheep of their family. It was a real, I completely disagreed with it, right? But he's saying that's why our organizations aren't succeeding, because a lot of people are joining organizations not because they believe in the ideas, they just need to be a part of something, right? And which I completely disagree with. But for me, it's not even about just I need to be a part of something. It's more so I want to be liberated. And so I'm going to join with people who are fighting for liberation. I'm not just going to join you just because I want to be a part of something and I don't believe in your ideas. Maybe there are some people who do that, but I don't know where else I'm going with that, but I just want to make that point.
Well, we appreciate you going somewhere with it. You know what I'm saying? I think we understand what you was trying to say, because there are, indeed, the thing that you said, that people are social beings. It is natural for folks to want to be a part of something, whether it's a glee club, a fraternity, sorority, Boy Scout, Girl Scout, whatever. Folks, it's a human thing. Humans learn from humans. You know what I'm saying?
And we always join, structures outside of just the family institution, right? It was the tribe, the clan, the nation. Like we've always been a part of something just outside of the family institution, the whatever that may look like, right? So it's nothing. I think it's just that drive to be a part of something in order to be able to survive your environment. Right now, we're trying to survive colonial capitalism.
What's your thoughts on that, Coco? How do you see this?
Yeah, I mean, I always say organization, being a part of organization is like accountability, to be honest. And, and why it's important for me, at least, to be in multiple organizations is so that I have balance too. I think that there's a lot of issues going on, right? Like we have political prisoners, we have issues that happen locally in our communities. We have issues that, or things that we want to, like as a new African, for instance, thinking in terms of like, what does it mean to build a nation? And, like being organized helps keep me grounded, helps keep me accountable to what I believe and what I'm struggling toward. And it's not easy, being organized is not easy. You know, a lot of times you come into organizations, it's not guaranteed that everybody on the same page. And, you know, there are a lot of people that will join an organization, and not to say that everybody can't be a part of the organization that has different views, because a lot of times, especially if you're in a mass-based organization, there's going to be a multitude of views, right? And it's how do we struggle ideologically, you know, together. And again, it's like you struggle, but you're struggling together. So it's like that it brings you back, and it helps you gain perspective. It helps you, you know, see things differently, and even become challenged. Like, I'm often challenged because I'm in an organization. Earlier today, like, I got on the show, and I've known Ikemba from way back in the day, in ways that, like, we came together, and it wasn't necessarily because we were in organizations together, but we were in coalition work together. And, you know, that coalition work is great, but it never really keeps people together, right? It keeps, you know, you join and you do the work together, but it's not necessarily keeps people together. And thankfully, we've maintained our relationship over those years, regardless of that. But I mean, just even by meeting Ikemba challenged me in different perspectives way back then. And so now I even think back to, like, how I learned and I grew because of the contact that I had with people that impacted my life and helped me to become the organizer I am today. And that just doesn't happen because I read a book, right? That doesn't happen because, you know, it happens because I'm able to take the books that I read and the theory and all of the knowledge that I had and I have learned and actually apply it and actually work through it and actually see what is actually realistic, practical, I should say, and actually try to apply, you know, the knowledge that I have. And the thing about it is, like, when you look at colonial power is organized. They are organized. Their power is organized. I mean, like, globally it's organized, locally it's organized, whether it's the corporations that are organized, internally they're organized, but also externally they're organized. Why do they have so much power? It's because they are organized. And I think, like, for me, I think that there's a lot of work to be done when it comes down to folks who are struggling. Like, what does it actually mean to be organized? Like, you know, collectively really put our resources together, and I say resources, not just talking about money, but talking about people, human resources, right? Talking about, like, all the different resources that we can collectively put together and actually make something happen, make something tangible for our people, you know, and especially institutions. When you think about building institutions, like, you got to be organized in order for you to build those institutions. You got to be organized in order for you to maintain those institutions. You can't just go in as an individual and think that, you know, and that's also another thing. As being organized humbles me down a little bit, because as an individual, my ego is more often going to rise up because I'm an individual. I'm self-serving. I have my own needs. And sometimes when you go into these organizations or you're organized, your ego has to have a little chill button. I think principally I have to be chilled. You know, I have to tone my ego down, because it's not about me. It's not about my personality. We have a lot of personality differences in organizations and a lot of things we're involved in. And I think it's really important to put that aside and focus on the work, because the work is more important than the person and the individual. And, you know, and that's why I see, you know, like, you know, even organizations, like, when people say, oh, I'm organized, but there's no structure with those organizations. Like, what does that actually mean? Like, what do you mean you're not structured? You know, you have to have some type of principle. You have to have some type of foundation, something that holds people together and keeps them together. So I think we just have a lot of work to do, to be honest. But
I mean, and I appreciate both of you. Appreciate your thoughts and analysis. And indeed, you know, organization is I mean, either the one thing about the state, either you can organize yourself, you can become a part of an organization, or they'll organize you. You know what I mean? You'll be organized and integrated into their system. You know, and the thing is, when we talk about organization, I hear people all the time talking about that. That's why I ain't down with the organization. I mean, I don't even understand that. That's like the dumbest shit possible. You know what I'm saying? By default, if you're not part of an organization, you're part of an organization.
Right.
You understand? You know, whether you know it or not. Your body, imagine if your body, your physical body said, you know, I'm not down with no organization. So now your heart, it ain't pumping no blood. It's pumping Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? Your mind ain't thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's everything is. Imagine if your body was just doing its own thing. Your hand just jump up when it wants to. Your feet decide it's going to go that way. Your mouth running for no reason. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like, there's, you know, it is, everything is universal. You know, we got attacked by some wasps, bees the other day. You know what I'm saying? I was clearing some leaves to move something, and all of a sudden they just start bum rushing. They just start, you know, lit us up. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got stings all over me right now. The one thing I respect, even trying to get away from them, running in the house, they came in the house too. Because what happened was, you know, they felt that their queen was being attacked. Their colony is being attacked. So they were organized enough. They didn't like, oh, we're going to go for self. I'm going to run over here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit, here they come. Now, let's get him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get them, because that's what it is. And I think that until we understand that it is a natural thing to be organized, you know what I mean? We will be forever going to hell in a handbasket. You know, so, you know, we say, look into organization, look into structure, and know you're not going to find everything you want in any particular organization. But the thing is, what are you bringing to the table? You know what I mean? I talk about all the time, you know, sometimes we don't all have to be on the same page, but we damn sure going to be in the same book. You know what I mean? We don't get caught up on, I say Uhuru, you say peace, you say black power, you know, and I ain't African because of this, and I ain't black because of that. Nobody got time for the semantics. It's like, look, oppression is oppression. You know what I mean? And we understand that being oppressed is an embarrassing thing, and rightfully so. No one wants to feel like they're just part of a decimated people. No one wants to feel like they're on a losing team. You know what I mean? So we get creative with our bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm not African, I'm indigenous, I'm this, I'm that. Whatever you say you are, when you dealing with white hegemony, when you dealing with colonialism and imperialism, they can give two shits what you call yourself. It don't even matter. But again, we get caught up in that because of the fact that, you know, everybody want to be somebody better than everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody want to be the smartest one in the book. You know, but at the end of the day, it's not what you know, it's what you're doing with what you know. You know what I mean? We got a whole lot of smart dummies out here. We got a whole lot of academics. We got a whole lot of cats that call themselves revolutionary, and they won't bust a Concord grape in a fruit fight. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds good. They get a bunch of likes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody love them. Oh, yes, professor this, doctor that, so on and so forth. At the end of the day, you're a slave like the rest of us. If you're not fighting to be free, you're more of a slave, because at least some of us are smart enough to have what they call it, drapetomia. At least we smart enough to want to run. You understand what I'm saying? Some of you want to just stay here and figure out, you know, how many crumbs you'll get and receive within the system. You're checking out the Rise Up Morning Show. We mentioned, first of all, it's Black August.
Hey, Conrad, if I can add really quick. First, I don't know, when you said wise, I'm going to take that as an allegory for white Anglo-Saxon. Because you can use that same analogy for these colonizers, European colonizers. But
see that's the Ikemba shit right there. He's like, see, I don't call myself white, I call myself Anglo-Saxon. I messed you, go ahead.
But now your point though, I just wanted to add on as far as just like being organized. If we don't get organized for liberation, someone else is going to organize us, but we are already organized. I mean, when you go in New York, people are waking up at 5 a.m. Everybody waking up at the same time, filling those trains up, not just New York, all over, filling those trains up to go to work for these corporations and some companies, some business. So the colonizer has us very organized, right, to work in their interests. So we got to get organized to work in our own interests. But yeah.
No doubt. Again, it's Black August, and with Black August, we talk about political prisoners. There's a show, I want to shout out the Vital Hoops podcast out of France, out of Paris. You know, our brother Fernando runs that particular platform. And I'm announcing right now that Vital Hoops will be a new show on Black Power Media. The show already exists, but they're moving to Black Power Media, I believe today. So be on the lookout, you know, for that. In the first show, we're talking about Black August. I'm actually a guest on it. So surprise. Our brother Fernando is actually a host on the Rise Up Morning Show. And, you know, so stay tuned. You should see him on the Rise Up tomorrow. But again, I mentioned that the Black August is about political prisoners. And I know that sometimes we talk about terms and folks aren't clear about what a political prisoner is. So I want to let folks know that political prisoner is someone who was targeted or imprisoned because of their political actions, affiliations, and or beliefs. Political prisoners are often segregated from general population because of their influence and their ability to transform others into recruits for the movement. So, you know, there are a number of different folks who are political prisoners right now. Our next guest, you know, his entire family, matter of fact, both of his parents were political prisoners and they were released after 40 plus years. In fact, he was born in prison, literally. You know what I mean? So we'll have our brother coming on to talk about what took place on August 8th, 1978 in Philadelphia with the MOVE Organization. Now, I posted something earlier on Twitter about the 1978 situation, and I said that Frank Rizzo was the mayor in the MOVE incident. And you know, again, you know, these smart dummies, they hop up. Frank Rizzo was not the mayor during the MOVE bombing. The MOVE bombing didn't take place on August 8th, 1978 either. The MOVE bombing took place May 13, 1985. But since we know every goddamn thing, we just quick to jump and just say something because, you know, we want to be right.
That's all folks really know, you know,
right.
Is the bomb, if you know about the MOVE. But yeah, right. It's more than just that.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't possibly have studied much because you know that the MOVE 9 that came out of the whole situation in 1978, 46 years ago. So, you know, no disrespect to the brother who decided to retweet my tweet and basically talk about how I didn't know what I was talking about because Frank Rizzo wasn't the mayor in 1985. We wasn't talking about 1985. But anyway, that's my shout out to you. I was going to answer you on the tweet, but I figured why bother?
But just to be clear, Frank Rizzo, you know, he was the one who ordered the bombing. Mayor Good, you know, for the record, Mayor Good, the issue everyone has with him is he didn't say no. Like he kind of he didn't do anything. So it was that sort of thing for, you know, if I don't do anything, like I didn't have anything to do with it, but it still blew back on him. So Frank Rizzo, you know, is still guilty as charged in 85. He just wasn't the man, you know.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you pointed that out because again, you know, and it's funny because the dude said something to the extent when we don't want to be accountable for our own and whatnot. Like, yo, I mean, dude, you know, I mean, what do you want me to say? You know,
we get out our own all the time.
All the time. Clearly, you don't watch the Rise Up Morning Show because we don't care if your name is Osama, Obama, or Kamala. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the wrong, then you're in the wrong. We're checking out the Rise Up Morning Show. Again, today is the birthday of Dr. Mutulu Shakur. I want real quick, because I know Ikemba has to bounce out and we have our guests coming up. I want something you all picked up from Dr. Mutulu Shakur. Anything. We'll start with you, Coco.
Stiff resistance. You know, be firm in your, you know, your struggle. Be firm in your, I mean, you not be so firm that you're not, you know, adapting to change, but be firm in that, you know, what you're working toward, what you're struggling toward. And don't let these colonizers, especially those who work effortlessly and tirelessly to take you down, you know, to not just give up. Because at the end of the day, like, when you think about all the POWs, prisoners of war, I should say, and political prisoners, just because they got locked up didn't mean they stopped. You know, a lot of times they stayed inside because they continue to stay firm in what they believed in, and didn't let that, you know, being locked up and segregated and all of the human rights abuses that they experienced, you know, didn't take them down. They continued. I mean, Dr. Mutulu Shakur, you know, right as he was organizing when he got out, right? I mean, he was organizing the day he left. You know, he was organizing before he got in there, and he never stopped until he, you know, he transitions. And I think that is a true definition of what stiff resistance means. And so many more have continued and have been that, you know, stiff in their resistance. And so, you know, just to honor that history and the legacy of our fallen soldiers, I think is just something that, you know, I could definitely remember and you know, honor. So
No doubt. Ikemba, you got anything you want to throw up on that? Appreciate that.
I mean, I want to double down the stiff resistance, but the resilience. You know, Dr. Mutulu, I remember we were holding an event in Philadelphia, fundraising event, and they showed the video of Dr. Mutulu was home at this time. And there was a video of him speaking. It was already recorded. I think it was from a Zoom. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys saw that. But it was the first time, and I think it's on YouTube as well. It was the first time, though, I've heard Dr. Mutulu speak since he's been home. And just, I mean, the message was like to continue to resist, to liberate, we're not free. You know, that message. And I don't know, I kind of wasn't expecting it. Not that I didn't believe that he still believed that, but, you know, just all of that time he did in prison, you know, I just expected him just to be talking about something else. He was focused on, you know, the fight, liberation. And that was like his last days. And so that had, you know, it did have a you know, impact on me, man. Just like, you know, seeing our comrades who, you know, never folded, you know, stay on the path, didn't buckle, you know, despite, you know, facing all of the time that he faced, and didn't turn, you know, on his comrades. So just like his resilience, his determination, and the influence that he has had on so many people, you know, I've come across political prisoners who may have, people who was politicized while they were in prison, who was influenced by Dr. Mutulu Shakur. And that, you know, it just says a lot, because even the character of these people, you can see the type of influence and type of man he is just through the actions and behavior of those who have been influenced by him. Yeah, and of course, just like the community work before he became a political prisoner, when he was just a prisoner of war, like all of us. just the community work that he was a part of continues to influence me and the work that I do. Always just trying to emulate our comrades, man, from that time period, man, because they were doing so much sacrifices that they made. But yeah, long live Dr. Mutulu Shakur, man.
No doubt. Definitely appreciate the work of Dr. Mutulu Shakur. Definitely appreciate the fact that you all are continuing to make efforts to carry on the legacy of folks like Dr. Mutulu Shakur. And, we say it is Black August. We're going to go to this quick Black Power break. Ikemba, how much time we got with you, sir?
Hey, Uhuru comrades. It was a pleasure.
No doubt.
And tell my comrade, Mike, I said, what's up?
Okay. I'm going to tell him you said you had to hop off the screen because you ain't want to know that you...
I'm ducking him.
Yeah. You owe him some bread. But anyway, no doubt, man. We appreciate that work. We'll be back. I guess it's Kalonji, Coco riding shotgun. Ikemba about to go dip off. You got to, go feed the pigeons, whatever you got to do. We don't know. But we'll catch him tomorrow on the Rise Up Morning Show. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to go to this quick Black Power break. Don't go nowhere. Bang.
I'm the deputy chairman of the state of Illinois Black Panther Party, Fred Hampton. And a lot of people don't understand the Black Panther Party's relationship with white mother country radicals. A lot of people don't even understand that word that Eric uses a lot. But what we're saying is that there are white people in the mother country that are for the same types of things that we are for stimulating revolution in the mother country. And we've said that we'll work with anybody and form coalition with anybody that has revolution on their mind. We're not a racist organization because we understand that racism is an excuse used for capitalism, and we know that racism is a byproduct of capitalism. Everything would be all right if everything was put back in the hands of the people, and we're going to have to put it back in the hands of the people. Everybody in the state of Illinois is going to have to be involved or even around the revolution because we're going to have one. We're going to have to do more than talk. We're going to have to do more than listen. We're going to even have to do more than learn. We're going to have to start practicing, and that's very hard. We're going to have to start learning, and you learn through practice. We got to start making mistakes, and you learn through making mistakes. We got to start getting out there with the people. And a lot of times we think we're better than the people, but that's an insult, and that's criminal. Think you're better than the people. But we got to get together and learn where it's at. It's going to take a lot of hard work. That breakfast for children is something else. You ought to dig on it. Every sister in this audience. Now, every sister in this audience ought to get themselves together and come on down and help us with that Breakfast for Children program. You ought to come down and help feed them children in the morning. We have Breakfast for Children because we teach the people through practice, through observation and participation, that people can be fed free. That's the people's thing. Socialism is the people. You're afraid of yourself. If you're afraid of socialism, you're afraid of yourself. We know they have our pictures. We know they're looking for us. We know they want us. But we're still saying that even though we could be in a sense, as far as this system goes, on the mountaintop, we in the Black Panther Party, because of our dedication and understanding what's in the valley, knowing that the people in the valley, knowing that we originally came from the valley, knowing that our flag is the same flag as the people in the valley, knowing that our enemy is on the mountaintop, our friends are in the valley, we say even though it's nice to be on the mountaintop, we're going back to the valley. I be in the office every day. I be in the streets propagandizing every day. I be working with everybody every day. I be teaching that solidarity is the thing. The end of a complete wipeout of imperialism is the thing. So if you're going to be thinking about me, that's what Bobby would be teaching. If you're going to be thinking about us, all we say is ain't no thing about going nowhere, getting killed. All we want to know is that you're doing what we'd be doing if we were here. And you got to do that. You can't do it unless you believe that you can do it. In the spirit of liberation, we understand that they want everybody in the party in jail. And we know that if we try to figure out and separate and divide who should go and who shouldn't go, we spend more time doing that than working for the people. So the quick solution, the speedy one, nobody goes. Nobody goes. We all stay right here. With the people. Because we love the people. Okay, you can put your hands down now. We say all power to all people. We say white power to white people. Brown power to brown people. Yellow power to yellow people. Black power to black people. X power to those that we left out. We say Panther power to the Vanguard Party. When you leave here saying the last word, before you go to bed tonight, say I am a revolutionary. Make that the last word. In case you don't wake up, then somebody might believe it and you might, end up in what they call a revolutionary happy hunting ground. Say that. I am a revolutionary. Say it when you're going out. Everybody leave. Okay, we're going to say it while we're going out. Hey, we're going to start a thing called Free Fred. Don't that sound nice? Hey, let's do that. Free Fred.
What's happening? This is the Rise Up Morning Show. We're live and direct. That was Chairman Fred Hampton. I know there was a slight typo on the piece. Slight typo. But that was Chairman Fred Hampton, Deputy Chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party, who was assassinated. For folks who are unaware, and I say this, we don't take for granted that there are people that are just coming along, that are just learning about certain things. So we feel it's necessary for us to remind folks that Chairman Fred Hampton, Deputy Chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party, was assassinated on December 4th, 1969. I believe this year would be the 55-year commemoration of the assassination of Chairman Fred Hampton, who was assassinated in his sleep because of, with the work of government infiltrators who aided in his, in setting him up for the kill. So as we talked about a little while ago in regards to organizations, in the words of Malcolm, sometimes you have to say that every brother ain't a brother. Malcolm said you don't call a man brother until he operates like one. And that goes for men, women, and children. But anyway, Coco, what's good with you? How you feeling today?
All right. I'm you know what? It's surprising. I haven't done this in so long. And it's like, it doesn't feel as stressful as it used to feel. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but it's just not so stressful.
You know why it's not as stressful as it used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a blessing though. You know what I mean? Because as you know, there was some hurricanes and thunderstorms and all of that. And sometimes in his life, people will count you out. But when it comes to revolution, this is what it is. Revolution is a process. You know what I mean? It's not an event. It's a ongoing process. So the thing is, you have to struggle. You have to struggle through things sometimes. And, and you might catch some blows and folks may, try to dismiss you or disregard you and all that type of stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, it means nothing when you are true and you are sincere to what it is. We're live and direct. This is Kalonji Changa. I'm riding shotgun with Coco. Y'all ain't seen Coco in a while. Coco been hiding, she said. Folks in the chat said she's in the forest. I don't know what that means, but but it's all good.
I live in a forest.
Okay. Cop City or what?
I'll be hiding.
Hey, man, she out there with dwarfs and Ewoks and all kinds of shit.
All kinds of
in the forest. No doubt, no doubt. Speaking of the forest, I got one of my brothers coming on deck who is one of my lost twins. You know, I was told that we was twins, separated at birth and whatnot. You know what I mean? When last time I was in Philly, and I'm gonna keep on telling this story, and he know it. You know what I'm saying? I had this sister walk up to me, a couple sisters, they was together, they was all proud. He's like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you," whatever, so on and so forth. I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever, you know, and man, I've been following you for years." I'm like, "I bet, you know, whatever. And then they's like, then somebody said, one of them said they wanted to take a picture. They said, "Get in this picture with me and Mike Afrika Jr." So my ego was like, real. I'm like, "Man, I ain't that dude." Anyway, what's going on, Mike? How you feeling, brother?
She mistaked you for, you know what it is? It's the looks, brother. We handsome. That's just what that is. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man. You heard it from Mike Afrika Jr. They ain't want to admit it. That's what it is. They ain't want to admit it. They was lost. Anyway, man, welcome to the platform. We got Coco riding shotgun today.
What's up, Coco? How you doing?
How you doing? All right. I know who you are. I just never met you before. So
we gotta do this in person thing though. This no. Physical in person, not just Zoom or StreamYard in person.
Oh, yeah.
Each other face to face. How you doing today?
Right.
We're live and direct, man. Wanted to get you on. Of course, you know, I had gotten an email about a month ago from your publicist, and shout out to the publicist. And we had planned on bringing you on one of the other platforms with Dr. Joy James and I, you know, but we know that today is a very special day for MOVE. And, you know, so I figured, I'm like, man, let me reach out to my brother. I reached out to him yesterday and he was like, "No doubt, well, let's do this." You know what I mean? So we're doing this, you know, so we're going to talk about your book a little bit later on, because that's something important that we should all have in our library. But I want to start off talking about today and what it means to you. For folks who aren't familiar with you, you know, it's hard for me to read bios of the comrades and the friends, family, and all that type shit.
It's
so,
weird.
So if you don't mind, give them a little taste, man, of who you are, man, if you don't mind.
You know what? I'm gonna have to call Guinness, the Guinness Book of World Records, because I don't know if anybody ever did some of the things that I've done in my life. Like, so, and I didn't even think about it until somebody told me. They was like, "So you was born in a jail cell, and then you freed your parents from the jail cell you was born in, and it took you 40 years to do it. How'd that feel?" Right. And I was like, "What? That's a cool ass intro. I never thought about it like that." We're gonna have to call Guinness and see if that's real.
No doubt. We already know it's real. We ain't even got a front.
No.
I mean?
See if I'm the only one. See,
okay.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I mean, it's a stat right now. Like the way they looked at it, I was just like,
it's the only one we know. How about that?
I was just trying to get my parents out of prison. I wasn't trying to set no records. I ain't, you know, I'm not Michael Phelps or Michael Jordan. I'm just Mike Afrika Jr. You know, aka Kalonji Changa.
See, Mike Jr., the only person in the movement that ain't afraid to take my social security and ID, because it can't be no worse or no better.
Listen, shit, I got 2 social security cards. That ain't no thing.
Hey man, you know what we do around here. Yo man, this is my brother right here. I've been knowing Mike for quite a while, way before either one of us saw his parents getting out. You know what I mean? And definitely salute to you, because when you talk about being born in a jail cell, you know, that's not it's not an exaggeration. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it reminds me of our other brother, Chairman Fred Jr., when he talks about, you know, the first piece of metal he felt wasn't the stethoscope, it was the barrel of the gun. You know what I'm saying? When they put the pistol to his mother's belly with him in it. You know what I mean? So this is the reality for folks that you know, that don't know, because they get caught up in, you know, in the fantasy world. They want to meet the Panthers, they want to meet this one, and so on and so forth, but they don't know what that pain and that pressure looks.
Right. You know, it's funny. Like I was watching. I don't really watch a whole lot of television or movies. Like I you know, 9/11, 2021 or 2001. I kind of backed off a little bit just because of trying to think of things differently. But I watched Goodfellas, and I'm watching the movie, and I know that they say that that's like kind of loosely based on a true story or something. And if you tell the stories of like the Panthers, and like there is no need to exaggerate or embellish. The real story is so amazing, and the fact that people survive things and some people got killed and things, like these are what movies are made of. You know what I mean? Like today is August 8th. The 46th year anniversary of the day that the police raided my family crib and put my parents in prison, and then gave them 100-year jail sentence. 900 years in prison for 9 people. 900 years for the killing of one cop. I mean, I can't even imagine like that type of time, that type of experience for them. And then for me to like. I was born in this jail cell 5 weeks after they raided our family crib and put my parents in prison. And then, out there, like kind of swirling on my own for a long time. My grandma took me home, and, our family was under attack so much, so often that like people were young. These days we be going through things. You see people, I was watching Black Love. What is it? Black Love doc. There's a platform called Black Love. It's created by the wife of Tommy Oliver, who created the 40 Years a Prisoner HBO documentary that follows my life to free my parents. Right. And there's a caption, there's a video of a lady, and her hair is blowing in the wind, and she keeping her head up, and she just maintaining in this moment of what you can tell is absolute stress and trauma on her mind, and she just can't handle it, but she's just trying to make it through this day, right? And it says, this is the look that I have after I told somebody off, and I'm trying to keep it together. And I'm reading it, and I'm like, so that's what it's like for regular people. Like the things that get under your skin that cause you to have to keep it together is a disagreement that you had. That's what it's like for regular people. Right. For us, it's like, Leonard Peltier just got another hit, and they gave him another 15 years in prison, and he's sick, and he might not survive another hit that would last 15 years. So the next time he get the opportunity to do an interview for his freedom is in 15 years, and he's already in his 70s.
No, he'll be 80 in a couple weeks.
September 12th. In a couple weeks. So like this is the difference. You know what I'm saying? Our family and the things that we experience is so extreme that normal regular stuff is just a little bit different.
Bro, let me tell you something, man. I love, every time I see you, and the last time we saw each other, we had a good time with Chairman Fred and Sekou's son, Dada G, and the Schultz family, Russell Maroon Schultz family.
Sharon welcomed us in.
Yes.
I was in there free to be themselves. She was amazing.
My granddaughter was there, my baby granddaughter, who just turned 1 a few weeks ago. Let me say that. Shout her out. Yes. And we had a good time. Chairman Fred Jr., we had a good time. Just so many people where we just those movement moments where you could just be, where there is no cameras, where there are no cameras, where there is no, no one's trying to compete, no one's talking shit about you, and no one's talking about how you trying to live or how you trying to be or what they think you trying to be. Just real camaraderie, real family and whatnot. So that was a beautiful moment. One for the books, might I add, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I want to bring on we have another one of our co-hosts that just jumped in. He's in Vegas. He's one of our what we call a young gun and whatnot. So I'm gonna bring him into the convo. Our brother Isaac. What's happening, Isaac? How you doing, bro? Isaac's on mute. He's nervous and whatnot. He's like,
not
nervous. Don't be nervous, Isaac. It's all good, bro.
How's everybody doing? How you doing, Coco?
Yeah.
How you doing, Mike?
Isaac.
I did my push-ups, so it's a good day.
Okay, I know you.
We a good day when we do push-ups.
We ain't looking like twins. I ain't do mine today, so you know what I'm saying.
Man. If we're gonna be doing this thing, you can't be.
Man.
You gotta
can't be tripping. I do got my 5K run shirt on though, my Black August joint, so I'm ready for that though. we're in the building. But yeah, definitely, let's talk about August 8th, because we was discussing it before you came on. Our sister Coco, our brother Ikemba, who claims he know you from Philly and whatnot. He's a co-host as well. He had to hop off. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, Mike's my man, Ikemba.
Oh, yeah, Ikemba.
Yeah.
Yeah,
hey, look, I like how you said that. Like, yeah, that's the dude that owed me some money. Oh, he's on here too?
I gotta see him at the end of the week. Nah.
You'd been like, I wouldn't have showed up if I knew Ikemba was going to be on here.
Hey, leave my brother alone.
What'd you say, Coco? What happened?
Kalonji, I gotta tell her, leave my brother alone. We go way back.
That's her bro, Kalonji. You better chill out, boy.
I know, man. I know.
Get somebody knocking on your door.
I believe you. And Coco's in Atlanta too, so I believe you. I done seen her get down, so I don't want no problems. But on the real, we was talking about August 8th, 1978, before you hopped on, and I was laughing because I posted about it, and some dude on Twitter, because I said, Frank Rizzo, the attack he launched in 1978 with the MOVE organization, so on and so forth, and some smart guy was like, see, Frank Rizzo wasn't even the mayor when they bombed MOVE. I didn't say anything about the MOVE bomb, and I said 1978. So again, as we was talking earlier, it's like folks hear about the bombing, they remember that part. I don't know where they think the MOVE 9 came from, because some folks were saying free to MOVE 9, but either they conveniently forgot or they just didn't know. But for folks who don't know and never heard of MOVE or what went on August 8th, can you walk us back and tell us about what MOVE is? Because, of course, if you Google, you'll get the government's version of what MOVE is, and and their version of 1978. So if you don't mind, hitting us off with that, man. Like, what is MOVE and what happened on August 8th, 1978?
The MOVE organization was founded by my great uncle. His name was John Afrika, and he started the organization with a simple mission: protect life, people, animals, and the environment. And having a mission to protect life, you're going to come across a lot of adversity, because the system's job is to enslave life. It's to slave people, to slave the animals and make money off of it. So when John Afrika would say, we got to be healthy and stop buying these unhealthy food products, this stuff is closer to being poison and pesticide than it is to being nutrition. Don't buy it. Don't support it. MOVE protested against the Board of Education for miseducating the children. They protested against the zoo for enslavement of animals. John Afrika would say that if you can understand and recognize that at one time Black people were seen as animals and enslaved, then you should be able to understand that the same system that enslaved us and brought us over here in chains is the same system that locked up the lion and brought them here in chains. He would say, like, he would go to the circus and protest against the circus. And he'd say, if the Barnum and Bailey and Ringling Brothers think it's so cool and so cute for a baby tiger to jump through a ring of fire, why don't they make their baby do it? They think that the tiger's baby is less important to the tiger than their baby is to them. This whole thing of prejudice and racism in the court system, this whole system is set up to enslave and to make money off of life. They barter the water. We buying water, right? I mean, it's so John Afrika was just opposed to all of it. And he didn't believe in the political system either. He wasn't all of this, who going to lead us? He said, no, you got to lead yourself. These politicians don't know you. They don't care about you. Their job is to position themselves in the best place for them and their families. And you got to position yourself for the best place for you and your family. He said, and so MOVE, there's so many people in a community that just like kind of resonated with that message, because it's like me and my daughter were hanging out. Every Thursday we do Daddy-Daughter Day, and it's just me and her, nobody else, just me and her. We're going to go do whatever we're going to do. Mom, yeah, you can come if you want to, but this is kind of Daddy-Daughter Day, so you're going to buy your own ice cream. so we hanging out. I seen this guy. He had this white guy. He looked like he just now crawled out of a cave, and he was medical. Look, you could see he had all kind of medical issues. He was limping. He had a cane, and then his wife, who was 2 steps behind him, she was looking much worse than he was. And they both had on "Make America Great Again" hats. And I'm just sitting there looking, and I'm like, it don't look like America was really great for you. Like how you feel comfortable. If I was looking like that, I would be embarrassed to like say that there's this thing that is going to be great, and I'm a result of whatever that thing is or was. You know what I mean? So like, and the same, like, listen, so John Africa was just totally opposed to any of this stuff. And you know, like the Panthers, like Dr. King, like Malcolm X, he spoke about it. And when you speak about things like that, you meet opposition. And confrontation after confrontation between MOVE and the city led to
You okay, Mike?
Yeah. My book. So my book came out 2 days ago. So now I'm getting all of these pings, and I'm trying to make sure that it's not my kid, because she's you know. So I'm just my phone is going off.
No, it's funny because folks were saying that they couldn't see you in the chat, but we see you and you're clear. They're saying they see you now. So for some reason they said you had disappeared for a while, but you're there. They heard you, and they say they see you now. So I thought that's what you saw. So I don't know, you was invisible for a moment, they said, but but you're back again. I don't know what's up with that.
I don't either.
Yeah, they don't want you to be seen.
Maybe that has something to do with my phone sending a message or dinging or something, because it's like it's something weird going on and it's catching my eye, and I was a little bit distracted.
It's all good. You here? Don't worry about it.
So the protesting at the zoo and the circus and the Board of Education led to police coming to the protest and saying, y'all got to break it up. MOVE will be like, no, we got the right to assemble. You can't just tell us we got to leave. We ain't breaking no law. We protesting. We have the right to protest. We got the freedom of speech, and we're going to keep doing this. So, of course, if you know anything about Mayor Frank Rizzo, he was like, I don't care what you say your rights are. Take this nightstick upside your head. Take this paddy wagon. Take these handcuffs. And then he told the police, take them to jail. So got to the point where that happened so often, and MOVE was like, well, look, we passed the point of trying to do things peacefully. Y'all come at us with sticks, we're going to fight you with sticks. You come at us with guns, we'll shoot you back. And August 8th, 1978, 46 years ago today, the police came with force, and they shot water cannons from the fire department, and they shot tear gas from the police department, and they shot swung a cherry picker, or what is it called? A battering ram. Not a battering ram. That's not the word. It's a wrecking ball. They used a wrecking ball and swung the wrecking ball up against the house that MOVE members were in. While MOVE members were in it, the house was being torn down with them on top of them. And
I want you to, before you go further on that, because I need people to think about what's being said, because I think that what happens, my man, is folks are so used to Hollywood versions of shit, right? The man just said that not only did they shoot water cannons into the house and launch all types of assaults, these rotten bastards took a crane, a wrecking ball, and began to wreck the house with people inside, with men, women, and children.
Children, pregnant women.
Yes, his mother pregnant with him in the belly. And these motherfuckers have no remorse, no sense of humanity. This is not in the 1800s.
No.
We're talking about literally 46 years ago on this particular day right here.
When TV was in color.
Yes, when TV was in color. Man. And to have you get it out.
Rizzo said it. He said, before he went on the attack with his police, he said the police will be in there to drag them out by the backs of their neck. I don't care. He said no barricades. They're going to be taken by force. If they
this is on record.
He said it on the news. And he said, children or not. But see, here's the thing, though. I was in the gym the other day, and there's two sides. There's a black person, there's a white person. I'm kind of popular in the gym, just because I'm loud. People see me that I'm hard work. Do your exercise, encouraging people. And there was a couple people saw me on the news, on ABC News, that I was just on a couple of days ago. And the one girl who I don't walk around, hey, I'm Mike Afrika Jr. I'm a popular person. I don't do that. But they saw me on the news and they wanted to talk to me. They heard about MOVE, this, that, and the other. So she says, the black lady says, what did John Africa do that was so bad? And I started telling her what he was about and how he believed in do for self. He didn't believe in supporting the system. He didn't have enough of material things to even really pay taxes. He didn't own anything really. And if he did, if he had a car wash that made $500 a day, in today's money, that's like $2,200 a day, every day, 365. On Christmas, cars were wrapped around the block every day. And the tax man came and told them, they said, look, we estimate that you make this amount of money every day. And we believe that Uncle Sam is entitled to a portion of that money. And John Africa said, did Uncle Sam carry a bucket full of water? Did Uncle Sam wash any of those hubcaps? Did Uncle Sam wash any windows? If the answer is no, then Uncle Sam ain't getting none of this money. I told that to the people in the gym, and you could see the clear divide of thinking in that moment. The black people were like, damn, I need to do that. I need to figure out how to do that. That must have been a good car wash. $500 a day. That's good money now. I need that money today. The white people were like, but how could you not give the government any money? You're using the system schools, and you're using this and you're using this, and you're stealing. That's why they came after you. You're stealing, and rightly so, because you're stealing. I didn't say anything. The next thing she said, the black lady, what else did y'all do? I need to save some money. I need to make some money. I said, well, one of the other things John Africa did was he rerouted the water in his house. He took the meter off so that they couldn't clock how much water he was using, and he just put a pipe in his place, and then he didn't pay for water. The lady was like, he's stealing. He's stealing. I would never support an organization like this because you're stealing. And the black lady was like, yo, do he got one of them pipes he could bring to my house to hook my joint up? I need that right there. My water bill was $97. If I could save that, I could buy bread and so on, so on, so on, so on. And the white lady, it was just such a stark contrast of thinking. And it hit me. This white lady is saying these things, and she's so disgusted by this because John Africa is beating her system. It's hers. She benefits from it because she's a white woman in America. Whereas the black lady we're under the boot of the American system. So we looking for a way out. And so she was irate until I had to kind of to her, like, listen, well, first of all, this was 40, however many years ago. It doesn't matter how much time it was. That's why it happens. Okay, so then if it doesn't matter how much time it was ago, and you're concerned because somebody is going to lose out on a couple of cents worth of water, if you can be upset about somebody stealing water, how can you not be extremely upset over somebody stealing people?
Right.
How can you be more upset because John Africa rerouted a pipe so that he can get water that's God-given, and you're not upset about the 100 million Africans that were brought to America in chains?
That were rerouted.
Work.
Right.
Huh?
No, I said that was rerouted from their homeland.
And stolen from their homeland, killed, raped, abused for hundreds of years, and then made to work for free. And the instant that somebody say we need to get paid back for what our ancestors did, you be the first person saying, oh, no, that doesn't make any sense. It was a long time ago. Right. You can't use what happened 200 years ago or 100 years ago for what happened, for how things are done today. You know, and this is the disconnect. These people are so insidiously racist that they know they're prejudiced, but to the degree it's like they're so racist and they don't even care enough to do the research to realize just how bad it is. This is how it was between John Africa and Frank Rizzo. John Africa was saying we need freedom, and Rizzo was saying we need to bring law and order in a way that snuffs out anybody that talks, any Black person that talks about changing the way things are in Philadelphia. And they clashed heavy.
You know, it is just, I've heard that story, not the Jim story, of course, but what went on in 78, and of course, MOVE, the bombing in 85, so many times. And there's not one time that I've become immune or desensitized by it, because it is a reality that that they chose to have forgotten. I'm gonna allow the co-host to get some questions in and whatnot, because I'm so used to rapping with you. You know, we'll be having our own convo and forget that we on the show, and after a minute we'll be talking about some shit that ain't got nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I want to talk to Coco and Isaac.
No doubt. What's up? Where y'all at? They act like they mute. I don't know what the problem is. They look scared.
We live today. We live.
Okay.
Coco, just for respectability purposes, would you like to go first? Because I don't like to overtake space from
ladies first. You don't like to cut in?
Okay. Look at Isaac got his gender politics in order today.
What they call that?
We're not liberal here, so we don't have to go too hard with that. But it's cool. I get it.
Coco said, "That's right. I'm like the song Neo. I got my own thing."
That's right.
There you go.
But like, I mean, it's clear. I mean, we know that, you know, that your family experienced, you know, a system that continues to degrade African people here in the United States, right? Your family, not to say, yes, one of many, but in particularly targeted, right? And particularly, you know, forced to experience repercussions for wanting to have freedom, but not in an irrational way, right? Like the reality is, like you said, your family recognized, your uncle, your great uncle recognized the fact that, I mean, simple fact that water itself is a natural resource, right? And who gets to determine that I could profit off that natural resource, right? Who gets to determine that? Who gets to just settle on land and determine that land is theirs, and then go and say to you that because you don't want to pay for that water that they forced you to pay for, that you're now a criminal, right? And so it's not much has changed, as we see here today in 2024. Not much has changed, right? Yet the same people, you know, will justify their own businesses for not paying taxes, and will justify and you know, I think a little differently, so I'm not really necessarily saying that we, you know, folks should pay taxes, because at the end of the day, who gets to, like, what are they actually providing with the money that you put in those taxes, right? And so especially for Black folk, they're not seeing much, right? But what type of repair or reparations has your family demanded on the city of Philadelphia? What reparations has your family seen from Philadelphia that because it seems to me that your family experienced, you know, a system that simply just couldn't move on. Just target. I mean, you were targeted, right? And so, like, what has Philadelphia itself? I don't believe the city itself is very honorable, because it's still, you know, I mean, we talk about Mumia being still being held hostage. So, like, what has your family demanded from the city in terms of, and we haven't even spoken about the graves, right? I'm sure you could speak about the city trying to dig up and take your family for research, right? I think that there is, you know, to be spoken about that from the universities, but what are some demands that you have in order to feel that, or is it possible to repair what they have done? If you don't mind speaking on that.
In 1995, Ramona filed a civil suit against the city for damages for dropping a bomb on her and burning her. And she was awarded $500,000. That same year, a lady that was in a McDonald's drive-thru spilled hot coffee on herself, and she sued and won millions. The police commissioner that ordered the bomb dropped, the fire commissioner that told his firefighters to let the fire burn, the mayor that oversaw the whole process that led to 11 people being killed with fire, with bullets, and burned down 61 homes and left 250 people homeless. They were granted immunity by the judge. No punishment served. They never spent a day in handcuffs, never saw the inside of a police car, or never saw the inside of a jail cell. There's never been any reparations. There's never been any repair work at all in the way of punishing the people that were responsible for the death of 11 men, women, and children. Never. And so, you know, what I'm doing as the legacy director of the MOVE history, I'm telling the story. I'm reminding people, and I don't want to say campaigning, because I don't really campaign for stuff like that. But I certainly wish there was a politician or somebody that was willing to do it. I'm not willing to do it. But somebody got to really destroy this thing called qualified immunity. There should never be a time or place in any community anywhere in the world where the police can shoot children and be granted immunity and never serve any punishment for that crime. There should never be a time when they can order, the fire chief can order his firefighters to let the fire burn. Their job is to protect people. It is to save lives. Their oath is to save lives. It is supposed to be to the people. On May 13th, what we saw was the police department, and what we saw was the police department wearing firemen's uniforms. You know, it was the same way you remember watching those old Birmingham riots and protests where Dr. King and them will be marching across the bridge and getting hosed by the fire department. That the fire department was nothing more than police and firemen uniforms, you know. And so for the fire department to say, for the fire chief, William Richmond, to say, let the fire burn,
knowing that there were people inside,
children inside, animals, and the fire wasn't contained to just one house. 61 houses burned to the ground, and 250 Black people were left homeless overnight. The fire was burned for so long that 2 days later, you saw ashes falling from the sky. And for them to be granted immunity and never serve any punishment, could you imagine? What could you just imagine? A gang, a group of Black people, say a native of the Nation of Islam, 500 Nation of Islam members, or 500 MOVE members, or 500, 500 rebels from Ruby Ridge get together and go to a house and collaboratively kill everybody in there. Could you imagine what our punishment would be? Me, you, a twin, me and you, and we're gonna go talk to Farrakhan. We're gonna get together. We're gonna get 500 members of the nation, and we're gonna go to, I don't know, Rizzo's house with his family in there. We're gonna burn everything anything moving is burnt down. What kind of punishment do you think we would serve? Do you think any judge in America will grant us immunity? You know, and so
hang us at the stake. They'd hang us at the stake.
We'd be dead that day.
You know, I want to point out something real quick, Mike. Before Isaac hops in with his question, I remember Ramona Africa, who was the only adult survivor in the May 13th, 1985 bombing on the MOVE house on Osage Avenue. She was the only adult, and I believe it was Birdie Africa who was the child, correct? Right. One of the things that I heard Ramona say, and I'm hoping I'm not mixing something up, but I believe that she said they were trying to get out of the burning house and they were fired upon. So the police actually shot at them to force them back into the home, and that some of the bodies actually had bullet holes in it as well. Can you speak to that? Is that correct, or did I have a dream like King or somebody?
According to the reports from the police during the MOVE Commission hearings, officers could be heard saying things like, "Dig over there. I shot 2 of them down over there," pointing to piles of rubble that they were trying to get the streets department to uncover with their crane. In the video, you can hear police in the window in the adjacent house as MOVE's house is on fire. You can hear those police officers saying, "That's the last time the MOVE people will call the police commissioner a motherfucker," and laughing. Yeah, I mean, it was a gruesome, unnecessary, extremely violent act on the part of the police. And for no one to serve any punishment as a result of it, man, they should have burnt this whole city down.
That's right. That's right.
And not the Black side.
Not
the Black side.
There's a lot of trauma that we just talked about right now. You know, potential family members, potential friends, comrades that are no longer here, individuals, families that till this day have not been paid back the dues that are owed from that day. If we can expand upon this conversation and on broader terms, we have right now cop cities everywhere being built so that they can do the same thing that they did then, they could do, and have now the wrecking ball has police on it. Now the crane has police on it. All of these aesthetics that they use to demonize, to destroy, to eliminate our struggle for liberation. If you could speak to the united front that an elder is calling for, Daruba bin Wahad, when he's asking for a united front against fascism, if you could speak to how the movement inspires a lot of people to understand why we need to keep striving for a united front against fascism, because right now, again, actively, I think there's like 48 cop cities here in Las Vegas. They've already built 2, one of which is fully functional. they're not stopping. They want mass escalation. They understand that youth, individuals that are younger than me, I'm 27. There's individuals that are younger than me that are dialectically opposed to capitalism, dialectically opposed to settler colonialism, the continued projects that settler colonial enacts across the globe. So if you could speak to the importance of a united front against fascism, and how MOVE and everybody who still tries to get the word out about MOVE stands in solidarity with that.
Yeah, it's not enough. That's what I'll say about it. It's not enough. No matter how many people agree, it's not enough. I mean, it's really important. John Africa said the system is controlled by pressure. If I don't care who gets elected in November. If Trump say we're gonna build the wall, he gets elected, we're gonna build the wall, we're gonna keep the Mexicans out so they can stop whatever he's saying. What is he gonna do if the workers say, yeah, well, we ain't building nothing? What is he gonna if he say, yo, Putin, I don't like what you're doing in Ukraine, so we're gonna come over there and shut you down. Who gonna shut them down if the military say, yeah, no, we ain't doing that? I mean, the military is made up of people. It is not made up of, they got drones and they got all kind of machinery, but people man that machinery. And the fight for freedom is not just for us. We're not the only people paying for water. And we're not the only people getting attacked by the government. Remember what happened to Waco, Texas? The Branch Davidians? That was a white-led group. Ruby Ridge with David Koresh, not David Koresh. That's Waco. The Ruby Ridge with Randy Weaver. He won. This dude was a white supremacist. He was a white supremacist. He felt like the government was interfering with him in his rights. So he moved to a mountain and said, we're going to just get away from all of this nonsense in the city and we're going to live on our own. The government went to their place and attacked them and shot his wife and his son and killed them both. What Chairman Fred Hampton was doing with the Rainbow Coalition, uniting people so that they can understand that the government is against us all. They have an order in who they attack first, but you better believe that this is not just a war about color. The fact that Europe been involved in war as long as Europe has ever existed. When you watch movies like Braveheart and Spartacus and all of these movies about war in the Harvard, BC, this, that, and the other, that's not black people. That's white people, Europeans. They've been fighting and warring against each other since then. And so the war against us here, man, they want to control everything, and anybody that oppose it, anybody. Man, people were protesting at Kent State, and what happened to them? White kids. One person was protesting, the other two were just walking by. They all got shot.
Right.
I mean, the need for unity against this system is so far past due. But here's the problem. People are too reliant on the system that is against them. You ever see the people say, okay, another police shooting. Sonia Massey was in her house. I rebuke you. Right? She gets shot in the face by this white devil. And what happens? He gets arrested. The cop, he definitely got arrested. The person, but the next day, the news had the reporter or the press out there, and the politicians were saying things like, we know people are going to want to protest. They're going to want to release their feelings about this and this, that, and the other. And they said, we want you to make sure you protest peacefully. Do you know how insulting that is? For somebody to just know that their mother, their sister, their friend, their neighbor just gunned down by hate, by racism, and then you get up on there and you tell us how we supposed to respond to that. Just well, we know that it's horrible, it's a tragedy, but we just want to make sure that you protest peacefully. Let me go get this permit so we can march and make sure that we can we get permission to protest. We get permission to march. We get permission to march in the street if the crowd is over a certain number. We need permission from the system. The same system that just shot this lady is going to now tell us how to respond to it. Right. You know how insulting that is? And so this is the thing, man. We are too busy looking to the system that is enslaving us for our freedom. And you're not going to get freedom from the same system that took your freedom from you. You're not going to get peace. If you want to know how to respond to a police shooting, exactly what the politicians tell you to do the opposite. Okay. Do the opposite.
There's too much pacification, I think, on protests, on movements. People aren't really, they say they're steadfast, but they're not steadfast. Like you couldn't even tell me the definition of steadfast if I asked you. You know, we're living in a time period right now where I think people would rather be fucking performative, excuse my French, but they'd rather be performative than actually enacting change, because they see that what they value, what's in their life, the little minuscule material things that they have around them, you know, that all goes away, because now we're primarily addressing the real shit. You know, you've been manipulated and also profiting and, you know, off of the backs of the exploitation of not just your people, but others as well. And so it's one of those moments, and I'm glad that you bring up Sonia Massey, because why is it every 4 years? Every 4 years is a mainstream news of someone getting from our community killed, someone getting shot, someone getting, you know, it doesn't matter. And what it just shows to me is that we've not addressed anything. We've just sat at the table, passed a couple questions around, you know, and then, okay, we'll come back to this, you know, when something more tragic happens, you know, like that's bullshit. It's not rooted in revolution, aesthetics of revolution. It's rooted in conformity. And it's just, again, it shows you where people really are right now. And it's not even on a revolutionary tip.
It shows where the system is in terms. Have you ever seen a press conference after a police officer was killed and said, we just want to make sure that the police officers respond peacefully? We know a police officer was shot and killed, but we want to make sure that the police department handles this with tact and dignity and respect for their fallen officer, their fallen brother or sister. We want to make sure that no police is committing any violence against the community, because tensions are running high, and we want to make sure that the police still do their job and serve and protect the people like they're sworn and given their oath to do. Have you ever heard that?
Never have, never will.
You know, because and see, this is part of the program. You know, this is part of the problem. You know, we are the one. We don't walk around carrying guns, nightsticks, flak jackets, handcuffs, tasers, and all of this weaponry. And they ain't carrying it for decoration. And so for them to have the mentality that we are supposed to protest peacefully, you know why they do that? John Africa said this. He said, when a herd of buffalo is corralled in, the herdsman has got to step lightly, because the herdsmen know that if he don't create a false sense of generosity, that the herd of buffalo, if they want to break the corral, they can destroy the corral and the herdsmen. And so the people with all of this, all these numbers, we're like a tidal wave worth of power that we just rock back and forth with it, flow with the current of the moon, just chilling. But if we ever decided to rise up, we would swallow everything in our path. But the system do a really good job of keeping us believing that if we did certain things within the system, then we'll have the freedom that we're looking for and no loss of life. And that is asinine. Anybody that believes that is stuck. And they are so systematic that they actually believe that we can work through the system to actually get our freedom. They took the shackles off of our wrists and put them on our minds. And until we break them chains, mental chains, we're going to continue to run on this hamster wheel. The unity that we need, listen, you know who we need to act like? We need to act like them. We need to act like them. America has existed for all of these years, hundreds of years. You know, they have only been like 17 or 20 years where they've not been at war with somebody.
I want to correct you on that, because the thing is, I was saying that same thing. And then I had to realize that they haven't been at war with other countries in those 17 years, but they've been at war with us from the offset. So the thing is, there's been no break in there. We can't even give them that credit, because the war on us.
That war since they've been here.
Yeah, so it's been
with somebody
before the states was even united.
Before the states became colonies. Before they were states.
Right.
While they were trying to destroy the natives.
That's right.
They've been at war, and there's been no break.
No.
And guess what? Guess what? We need to act like them.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But
it poses the question. It poses the question, you know, while individuals are sitting around trying to classify what violence is, how we should utilize violence and the means of towards our liberation, they're creating Christian fascistic fucking states, you know, and implementing things like Project 2025. You know, so it's like, while we're all sitting around, you know, or I'm not even just us four on the screen, but just in general, individuals trying to literally have a conversation on how we utilize violence, while violence is actively being utilized against our communities right now. It makes no sense to me. And maybe that's a conversation for another day, but
I think people are confused about the word violence.
Absolutely.
They're confused between what violence and self. They're confused about the two things, violence and self-defense. Yep. I don't see somebody. I'm not a turn the cheek turn the other cheek type of person. You slap me, man, you're gonna get your ass whooped. You're gonna get your whole ass whooped. And
they don't know you like that. See, they be thinking that he's a good guy. He talks nice.
Yeah, I'm a good guy till you slap me. I'm cool as hell. I'm cooler than a fan. But you slap me,
the game changed.
Your whole ass. I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm gonna be mad at myself later. Like, I shouldn't have did him that bad.
I ain't gonna be mad.
Because fuck that. You can't. You listen. It is not violence for you to defend yourself against somebody that is attacking you.
Yeah.
Where's the violence? The violence is in the person that's attacking you. Self-defense and violence is not the same thing.
It's not a violent act.
And we got to be clear about that, because they always going to try to use these things against us. You're going to be violent because they're afraid that you might do to them what they've been trying to do to you for 400 years.
Absolutely.
And if they don't like what the idea of that coming back on them, maybe they should think about not doing that to other people.
Amen.
And then they say, oh, well, we didn't do that. That was our ancestors and they were wrong for that. Yeah. Well, in the words of John Africa, they will say that they didn't do that while they're maintaining everything that their ancestors stole when they did it.
Right.
So what we supposed to do? Oh, well, we're going to give you a pass because you didn't do it. Meanwhile, we still walking around in poverty.
Listen, man, let me tell you something.
Look, our mule died 100 years ago, and our 40 acres been stolen back through gentrification. And we supposed to be cool with that, and we just gonna be, we ain't gonna do we're gonna deal with things peacefully. Yeah. I'm saying people better rise up.
No doubt. That's why we're here. Listen, man, you just reminded me, and again, self-defense is definitely not a violent act. So we need to clarify that, because of the fact that we'll be confused. We'll be in gas ovens. We'll be hanging from nooses and the whole nine, talking about we turn the other cheek. If I turn the other cheek.
Turn the other cheek.
Oh, I
turn the other cheek.
I turned the other cheek and I'm reaching over to the side.
I'm gonna go over to the police station this morning and I'm gonna go slap a cop and see if he turned the other. Bullshit. That ain't gonna happen. Every police officer in vicinity that can get a licking, they're gonna be knocking each other out the way to try to get at Mike Africa.
The dogs, everybody getting in on it.
Turning the other cheek. But
the lady at the desk. Yeah, but check it. I remember, you remind me of one time my brother was in a laundromat and my nephew was maybe like 3 years old. And this little 5-year-old came and just socked him in the eye for no reason. Just punched him in the eye.
Come here, boy.
My brother was so mad that he went over to the
parent, the pop.
Yeah, to the mother. The pop wasn't there. He went to the mother and he said, listen, go get your husband, your brother, or somebody, because somebody about to get their ass whooped. Yeah. And the lady sitting there like, no, seriously, go get, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody got to take this. I can't fuck your little son up. But somebody got to take this ass whooping because he just punched my son in the eye. Yeah. And you sat there and talking about something. Don't do that. No. You know what I'm saying? Somebody. So some folks
you either call your husband. You either call your husband or I'm gonna call my wife and my sister.
However you want to do. And you probably much rather
somebody getting their ass whooped today.
Guaranteed.
You can't do that. You won't learn a lesson. You won't learn how to control your little monster kid.
That's right.
If you can't be. Listen. You better learn how to control your. You're gonna learn. I ain't even gotta tell you because somebody getting their ass whooped. So everything you need to learn from this ass whooping, you about to learn it
on the job. Listen, check it out, Mike, because folks are watching this right now. Like, oh my God, I turned on this show early in the morning. It's the Rise Up Morning Show, and they're violent. I mean, there's no one. There's no one cracking jokes and playing good music and saying words wrong or none of that shit. I mean, what's going on here? What kind of morning show is this? Anyway, you have a new book, brother. You know what I'm saying? I wanna talk about that. Tell us about On the Move.
Asada. Uncle Bobby's bookstore.
Okay.
Renowned bookstore in Philadelphia. The one.
Okay.
They Asada, Revolutionary Suicide, and what was George Jackson's book? What's the name of it? I can't.
Blood in My Eye.
There you go. They listed. They said Black August. These are the books to read, and they put my book with theirs.
Salute.
Come on, I feel so proud to be in that company. Angela Davis's book is in there too.
Okay,
I feel so proud to be in that company. This book, the history of MOVE. MOVE has existed for 50 years, and no MOVE member has ever written a book about it. That's Ramona didn't write one. My parents didn't write one. John Africa didn't write one. So, I had a chance to do it. And, we speak for ourselves. D. Watkins said, we speak for ourselves. And, I just feel like it had to be done. You ever hear the story of Dory Miller? Because people ask me all the time, why did you write the book? I mean, Ramona could have did it. Pan-Africa could have done it. There's so many other people before me. I'm the second generation. You know what I mean?
Right.
My parents lived through the shooting and they're still alive. They spent 40 years in prison. They could have did it while they were in their cells, but they didn't. And so people are like, why you? Why you? And I say, you ever hear the story of Dory Miller? Dory Miller was a cook on a naval ship. And he shot down 6 or 7 kamikaze Japanese airplanes that were attacking the naval fleet. But he was a cook. While he was cutting potatoes, the guy that was on the gun found himself under the table, shivering, quivering, cowering. And Dory Miller said, if you under the table, who's on the gun? So he ran up on the deck. He grabbed hold of the gun. He got medals and all kind of awards for shooting down all these kamikazes, and he saved the naval fleet. And when they were giving him his medal, they asked him, they said, why did you do it? What made you do it? You're a cook. And he said, I did what had to be done. That's why I wrote this book, because there are too many people trying to tell our story and they don't even know it. Nobody knows what living in MOVE was like except the people that lived in MOVE. The newspaper said all kind of things. We were crazy, we were dirty, we were violent, or whatever they said. They said all kind of things. But and we heard those things, but no MOVE person ever wrote to say what exactly MOVE was. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So I did it. It's 50 years in the making. And here it is right now. Go to my website to pick it up, www.mikeafrikajr.com. It's out today on the 46th year anniversary of the day they took my parents to prison.
Yo, I say congratulations. I've been knowing Mike for quite some time, years, decades. Every time I go to Philly, he's one of the faces I'm going to see. You know what I'm saying? Real good brother. If you are serious about movement and you're serious about revolution, I implore you to grab this book. I'm grabbing my copy today. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk to Mike because we need to have.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, and we need to have it on the Black Power Media website as well because folks need
to do a book talk. We got people got to read it and then we need to discuss it.
Let's get it going. Let's. Matter of fact, what we'll do, we'll schedule a day. Let's try to do something this month if you're not too busy, or next month. And, we can do some in persons, but at the same time, I want to make sure that we do something virtual as well.
I'm going to give your audience, somebody listening. If you read the book and we talk about it, I'm going to give out something, a prize, a couple of prizes.
Okay.
The people that listen and comment, and if they have, you got to read it though. You ain't gonna be able to know some of the questions I'm gonna ask.
Word.
Ask some questions. When we do this, we're gonna give out some prizes.
No doubt. So we'll tag this up, man. Hopefully we can get two co-hosts over here. I've been trying to draft Coco for a while. she was on the other platform. I don't know. Y'all think she's ready? We ain't gonna ask her. You know what I'm saying? Because we just gonna use our patriarchy and make a decision now.
Oh, Coco. There you go.
Folks in the chat, you think that Coco should join the Rise Up Morning Show? Let us know. Some of you already did. You already voted. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that don't, that's okay. We'll just block your answers. But anyway, on the real, we definitely appreciate you coming through, Mike. And give us that website again because we want to make sure that
appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate being here with y'all. My website is www.mikeafrikajr.com, just like my name. Follow me on Instagram. I'm doing a book talk tonight at Temple University the book talk tonight is going to be with Lynn Washington. Okay, Lynn Washington is a journalist, and he was in the courtroom reporting on the MOVE case the day that it was announced that I was born in the jail cell. And he and I are going to have this talk and conversation tonight at 6:00 at Temple University at the Charles Building.
And that's Lynn Washington Jr., correct?
Lynn Washington Jr.
So question real quick. Will this be recorded or what? I know you're going to be playing
it
tonight.
So like if you want to go online, you can watch it online. Mm-hmm. You can register to watch it online, or you can show up to the Temple to the event.
Word up. Well, I tell you what, if you get us a copy, we'll definitely broadcast it here on a later date as well. You know, if you all would like. We have serious respect for Lynn Washington and yourself, of course. And I want to remind folks that part of the reason why our brother and comrade Mumia Abu Jamal is in prison is because of his affiliations with the MOVE organization, him reporting on what was going on from 78, led to his frame up. So I know that some of you have heard Mumia on this platform, and we're looking forward to having him on here again soon. But definitely, brother, we appreciate you, love and appreciation. Give our love. Yeah, give our love to the family, man, and we'll see you soon, comrade.
I hope to see all y'all soon.
No doubt.
It was great talking to you. Peace.
Yes, peace. You're checking out the Rise Up Morning Show. That was Mike Afrika Jr. Mike Afrika Jr. in the building. You know what I'm saying? It's been a great show. We went over time today. We are live and direct. Some folks like, are y'all live? Yes, we are live. You know what I'm saying? And yes, Jerobu, Yes, that sounds good to us too. Coco, thank you for coming on as a guest co-host today.
Yes, my pleasure. I appreciate you asking. I really did enjoy myself today, so thank you. I will try.
No doubt. That's all we need out.
I will try.
That's right.
I gotta confess something. The first person I asked Kalonji, I said, "Hey, if we're gonna have some sisters on here, what's going on with Coco? Where's Coco?"
Did you?
So I just
a lot of butt kissing around here today. I'm noticing.
No, I heard it through the grapevine. Y'all was playing old videos, so I had to come in here and see what was up.
Somebody was saying we was playing an old video. They thought this was a throwback. Nah, this is it's not Memorex. This is real. We're here. We're live and direct. We appreciate the chat. We appreciate the folks who continue to support Black Power Media. I know some folks are saying it's hard to find y'all right now. Yeah, Black Power Media Reloaded on YouTube is where we are. There's no confusion. It's Black Power Media Reloaded. You can catch us on Twitter, Black Power Media. Sign up on our email list, blackpowermedia.org. I almost forgot what the hell the website is, blackpowermedia.org. Make sure you check it out. We have some new shows coming on, including today, the first launching of Vital Hoops will be here on Black Power Media. Dr. Joy James and a couple other comrades, they have a new show that'll be launching soon. I don't want to let the name out the bag just yet, but you can look for that, I believe, in the next 2 weeks, if not sooner. Our brother Balogun, he has a new show that'll be dropping any day now as well. We are Black Power Media. Black Power Media is alive and well, and we're going to keep on doing what we do. We appreciate all of the folks who support us through thick and thin. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, all that good stuff. We are now at 50,000 on the subscriber piece, but we need to get them algorithms going in the right way. So make sure that y'all tap in with us. Appreciate y'all. Any closing words, good people?
Well, rise up. That's it.
No doubt.
Rise up.
Everybody who's a part of this is dope. So
no doubt. We'll check you out tomorrow.
Black Power Media for sure.
No doubt. We in here. Yes. We'll catch y'all tomorrow at 8 a.m. Be safe. 8 a.m. Eastern. Peace.
Sometimes the riot is a quiet one. Well, the battle is to love yourself and function in society where voices of reason are muted by anxiety, like gaining notoriety is selling your soul. So we tend to go no deeper than the shallow water level, trying to keep us overhead in the face of all the slurs and the stares, mentally frozen, paralyzed by fear of failure and success. So we lock, stock, barrel, running while it's crumbling. All these towers and they're babbling, but the baby's in the bath and the stash under the bed. On my head, spinning from the circles and the puppets and the strings that they pull. Then we move. Reactionary warfare never produces winners on the field. Feeble and foolish. What tools and what weapons are we using? We need some new ones. Real revolution. It's real solutions. Well, we've taken on the ways of the ones who conquer with their guns and religion and division. Got my inner me looking like my enemy. Real revolution. Well, my inner me really a mirror for the galaxy. New time, brand new paradigms, new contracts to sign. They thought that this would all be televised, though it's happening right before our very eyes. It's on the inside, with their guns cocked. When that rock drops, standing on the rooftop, praying that the mountaintop can live inside the valley. People tell me the reward is somewhere off in heaven, like heaven's only in the sky. A chariots are swinging, like God is something separate from yourself, from your wealth, from your lover, from your neighbor. Oh, your savior is coming in your own name, coming with the face the same. Real revolution. It's real solutions. Well, we've taken on the ways of the ones who conquer with their guns and religion and division. Got my inner me looking like my enemy. Real revolution. Where my enemy is really a mirror for the galaxy.